Give you an easy question to start off. How did you start your career?
An easy question to ask, not an easy question to answer. Okay, so I've been doing music on and off my whole life. So like my start or like my serious start.
Let's go start, just so I kind of get to know how you started and what drove you to this.
What drove me to it? Bad life choices. No, my start was when I was just little. I grew up in church. That's pretty much where I started to get any type of music, like performances or anything. Like I would sing literally every single year the same song in church. It was Let There Be Peace on Earth at our little Christmas concert for like legit like 10 years, the same song every year. Because my mom played the organ in piano or in church. So that's how I got started. And then like growing up, I did little shows. Like my dad worked for Michelin. I grew up in Nova Scotia,
Mhm.
and he worked for Michelin there. And a few years in a row, I got invited to do like their big Christmas like get together type thing, the Michelin Christmas party. So a few years I did just like Christmas music there, and then in high school and stuff. Well, in junior high, I started playing instruments. Like I started with the clarinet because my mom owned one, and then I switched to the stand-up string bass, and I played that all through high school. And then I was in my high school musicals, and then when I moved away from home, um, I started like this little country duo thing here in Alberta, and I'm not really country. I sound it, and that's what I grew up listening to, but I don't want to be a country artist, so that kind of fell apart. We did some shows in and around Calgary, just like bars and pubs and stuff like that. And then I took a break from music and went to school. I became a nurse. And then um and then my serious music started. So that started 2 years ago, like this March.
Mhm.
Um, my boyfriend's brother passed away. He was 21, and just it was like a random fluke accident. And then my boyfriend kind of went off the rails and broke up with me. We've been together for 8 years. And then I didn't know what to do. I lived with a coworker and nobody at the hospital knew. I didn't tell anybody. Um, and I was literally just like bawling one night at like 2 in the morning, like asking God, like, what do I do with my life? What I thought I was gonna do is clearly gone. So can you just like point me in the direction? And then like it was weird. And I don't expect anybody to understand or believe it, but it was literally like I don't know if I made it up in my head or if it was legit, but like all these lyrics just started flying through my brain and I couldn't write them down fast enough. And then it just like after what seemed like a lifetime, it just kind of went quiet. And I'm like, okay, I heard you. So if that's what you want me to do, because that's clearly what I want to do, um, I'll do the hard work, just open the doors for me. And then literally it's been going ever since, just like it's not going fast, it's just going at a nice pace. And things have started rolling for the past 2 years. So that's the story.
Awesome. And you mentioned that your mom had a clarinet. So would you say that you are the only one in your family that has a musical background, or would anyone else have a musical background?
Well, well, there's six of us. So my parents and I have three siblings. Nobody plays any instruments except my mom. Well, when my mom played clarinet when she was in high school, like they
Okay.
went to Radio City. I don't know if she would know how to play it now. I don't think she's ever picked it up, but she plays the piano and the organ. So aside from that, I'm the only really musical one. Like I played piano growing up for a lot of years. That's the first instrument I started with when I was a kid. I begged my parents for piano lessons and I took that for, oh my God, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years. Um, but yeah, I'm the only one with like the true musical bug. No, my
Okay.
siblings don't play any instruments. They don't sing. They try, but they're not good at it.
Okay, gotcha. Um, what would you describe your genre to be?
Pop. Oh, pop for like what I want to pursue, pop for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. But,
And do you have any passions besides music?
no. uh like no, like true passions that I want to pursue, that's like a deep longing or a calling. No. I love to paint. I'm quite decent at it, but I haven't painted in a long, long time. But aside from that, no, I don't have any. I just want to do music.
Okay, gotcha.
Hi,
That
dear.
makes sense.
No, it's okay. My boyfriend just come home. By the way, we're back together, by the way. Yeah.
Okay.
It had a happy ending.
You said you wrote your lyrics flew through your mind, so does that mean you're a songwriter?
Yes, I write all my own songs.
Okay, and do you have a process when you write your songs?
No, it's so random every time. Like the one thing that I find difficult to do is write like poetry first, start with lyrics, no music, no like anything, just literally just write poetry and then put music to it. That I find challenging. I have done it, but usually I'll start with either writing it on piano and like singing it like simultaneously, kind of like building it, or I'll start with a track first. That I find the
Okay.
easiest. Yeah, because then it sets like I already if the track is peppy and boppy, I already know that like what I need to write about. It's easy.
Okay, I get that. So do you suffer from writer's block sometimes when you're writing lyrics?
I'm in it right now.
Okay.
It's never happened to me before. Usually I have a million things to say or a million things to write, and the past maybe 3 weeks to a month, I'm just like I told my label and my audio engineers like I am stuck. I have nothing I want to say. I have nothing to write about. I'm going to keep trying. It's like, but forcing it's just going to be a shitty song.
Right.
So yeah, I'm in it right now. But it's never happened to me before.
That makes sense. So do you have a favorite song you wrote or that you like to sing?
Of my own.
Yeah.
Hmm. My favorite song I've ever written is actually the one that I don't want to sing.
Okay.
Um, it was written about my best friend's suicide, and actually today is her birthday. Um, it's my favorite, hands down, my favorite song because it's the most truthful one, but I have a hard time getting through it. So
Mhm.
I don't know if I'll ever sing it live. Probably not, I want to say, but my favorite to sing is a song called Slow Motion. It's not out yet. Actually, neither of them are, but I'm going to release a song every 2 to 3 weeks for the next year. So they'll come
Awesome.
out soon.
Cool. So what's it like for you when you perform on stage?
I haven't performed in a long time. Um, but it's one of the best feelings in the world when I do. I just, I don't care if there's one person or 500. I just want to be in the moment and just be performing. Dear, you can do what you need to do. Um, it for people that do music, they'll understand what that feeling's like. For people that don't do music, you'll never have anything that it compares to.
Okay, that gotcha. So do you have, even though you haven't performed in a little while, do you have like a pre-performance or post-performance ritual or things you do before or after you perform?
No, I know people have like things that they have to do in order for the show to go well or whatever. I don't have that, not yet anyway.
Okay.
Maybe someday I will. I don't know. I just go. Nerves. I have nerves before, but aside from that, I don't have anything I do or after my performances. Of course, it goes through your mind like damn, I could have done this better. I wish I had done that. If I, was better prepared or I wasn't so nervous, this note would have been better. But I mean, I think that is all just, you know, keep, like repetition. If you keep performing, you just keep getting better. So I know that when I step
Right.
back out on stage in June, I have a show in June. Um, I'm going to be nervous as hell. And when you're nervous, your voice quivers and it shakes and it's like ugh, you can't even control it even if you try. So you just have to continue to put yourself out there because then it gets better. But no rituals, no.
Okay, that makes sense. Do you have a favorite venue or place you performed at so far?
Mm, no, actually. There was one place here in Calgary called the Ranchman. It was closed for a while. Um, it's open again, but I think that one was a really good time. It was quite full when I did it. It was when I was with doing the country duo. It was just me and another guy, and I sang the band Perry song, uh, "If I Die Young," and I just remember not being overly nervous and just having a really good time. It was a ballad, and everybody loved it. Not that I seek praise, but it was just it went off without a hitch, and it was a nice performance. That's probably my favorite so far. I haven't done any performances as a pop artist yet.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we're gonna do some shows this summer. So that'll be my. You'll have to ask me again at the end of the summer.
Okay, will do. Is there a dream place you want to perform at in your future?
The Grammys
Okay.
or the Junos. The Junos, I just found out today, are going to be in my hometown in Halifax next year. So hopefully, if all goes well, I'll be there.
Right. And do you have you done touring recently, like in
Mm-mm.
your career at all?
No, actually, no
Okay.
touring. No, like I've just played shows in and around Calgary and Red Deer and stuff like that. But I lived in Red Deer at the time when I was playing there. So no, I have never been on tour. I've never driven to another place or flown to another place to play yet.
Okay. Is there anything you would do differently or change in your music career, or are you happy with what you've accomplished so far?
That's a tough question because I think everything in life happens for a reason. But if I could go back and still be where I am right now, I would just do it earlier. I would do it, you know, in my 20s because I'm not in my 20s.
What?
uh,
You could have fooled
no,
me. You could have fooled me.
I am halfway through the 30s. Uh,
No.
yeah,
I was
I'm
thinking
30,
you're at least 24.
I'm 35.
No, you look.
Yeah, I would go back and I would do it earlier. If I could be where I am right now, like, if you go back and you change something, it changes the trajectory of your life. So I'm pretty happy where I'm at. I think my hope is that the ball rolls a little bit faster. I don't want to blow up overnight. That's too much of a shock to the system. But I would like it to, now that I've got a bunch of songs done, ready to release, I'm hoping that as we release them, I, gain some traction. So I like where I'm at.
Okay, well, that's good to hear. Good answer. And we're going to shift to a Q&A part of the interview where I just ask you some questions about you.
Okay.
Okay, what's your favorite color?
Yellow. But I
Why
look
yellow?
terrible in
Why yellow?
because it's happy. You can't look at it and not be happy.
Right, good answer. And so you mentioned you like to paint.
Mhm.
Do you do anything else for hobbies?
I used to play sports, but ever since I had two knee surgeries, that's done.
Hmm.
So no, not anymore.
Okay. So what is your most prized possession you have?
Hmm. That is a great question with literally so many answers like my life, time, my boyfriend, my house, my piano. Friends, I don't know. Like, there's nothing that in my life that if I got rid of it, like as far as things go, that I couldn't live without. Maybe my piano, but I mean, I haven't played it in a long time, to be honest. Um, yeah, I don't really have a most prized possession that I'm like dead without.
Hmm.
No,
Okay,
I don't really
that's
have
good.
one.
That's a good answer. What is your greatest accomplishment in your life?
Oh my God. My greatest accomplishment? I don't think I've reached it yet.
Okay.
I think growing as a person all the time is so far my greatest accomplishment, but I don't think I'm where I want to be yet.
Okay, that makes sense. That's a good answer. What is your favorite memory if you have one?
I wish I had these questions before. My greatest memory. I have so many. I had the best childhood growing up, the best parents, the best family. Life was easy. I grew up in the country. We could do anything we wanted. Uh, oh, I don't have a specific one. I'm the
Okay.
most boring interviewee ever because my life was awesome. So I have a bazillion amazing memories. I don't
That's
have a
good.
favorite.
That's good though. That's a good answer because that's good to hear. When someone says
I
that,
did
that's
go to
good to hear.
Nashville with my brother once to record music. That was cool.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
What's your favorite holiday?
Thanksgiving.
Why Thanksgiving?
Because it's Christmas without being consumed by gifts and giving and presents, and like it's the same feast, same, turkey dinner, ham dinner, whatever families get together, but there's no, you know, Christmas is all about, you know, presents and shit like that, that Thanksgiving is just about spending time together.
Right.
There's no hustle and bustle, and people aren't at malls, and the roads aren't crazy, and people aren't, last minute, oh, I need this. Like it's a chill holiday that you just get together and you just be together.
Right. That's a good answer. On that note, what are you most thankful for?
Many things. You know what? Honestly, the things that never worked out. Because at the time, you're bummed and you don't understand, and why didn't this happen to me, and how come I can't just have this? You get those answers later. I tried out for Canadian Idol when it was a thing, and I was so bummed that I didn't make it. I met the judges, but I mean, I think their criticism at the time, I would think, I don't know if I was 18, 19, something like that. They said to me, it was just kind of mediocre. That was pretty much, it wasn't negative, it wasn't great. It was just like, you're average kid. So I didn't make it. And I was so bummed at the time. But now that I'm older, just looking back, man, I wasn't ready. I was an idiot. So I think I'm most grateful for things that didn't work out, because now looking back, I can see why. Or boyfriends that didn't work out at the time. I mean, prepared me for what I have now. Best relationship ever. So I think that's what I'm grateful for.
Okay, awesome. Where is the coolest place you've traveled to?
I've only been out of the country once. I don't even have a passport. I went to Nashville in 2010, I think. Uh, and I went to record music down there. It was country at the time. And that was the only time I've ever been out of Canada. My favorite place on earth though was home.
Mhm.
That's where I go every holiday I get, because that's where my family all still is. So I don't really like every holiday I get. I don't want to go to Mexico or Hawaii or wherever people travel, because I don't see my family in like a year. So
Mhm.
yeah,
That's a good answer. So, what does your average week look like?
busy. I'm a full-time nurse. And then when I'm not working, I'm usually working on music. I'm in the studio once a week, shooting social media promo content once or twice a week, writing all the time, networking all the time. It's busy. I don't have a lot of free time. That's why today I'm like, I have a day off and I'm going to do stuff today. So, yeah, I work a lot. I work night shifts mostly because then it gives me the freedom to do stuff during the day that I need to get done. Like I can't go to the recording studio at night.
Hmm.
So, I work nights so that I can be there during the day. And a lot of times I'll work like Wednesday night shift, either 7 to 7 or 11 to 7, get off and be, sleep for 3 or 4 hours and then go to studio for 5 hours. I
Right.
don't get a lot of sleep, I can tell you that.
Well,
Makeup.
it's, it doesn't look like you look too tired.
I had a good sleep last night. That's rare.
Okay. Well, maybe it's a good omen for this interview.
Yeah, I think so.
So, do you have any favorite bands or artists?
That's a great question. Who's my favorite? I have favorites for different reasons. Like I to listen to, that's so hard because I don't get to listen to a lot of music. The only time I really listen to music is when I'm at the gym. I don't take my phone with me. I take an old ass iPod that hasn't been updated in 100 years because it's too old to update. So whatever's on it is on it. So that's the only time I listen to music is when I'm at the gym for either, you know, 30 to 45 minutes. Um, and I usually listen to like NF. He's like a Christian rapper. But I listen to a lot of stuff. I listen to country, I listen to old music. When I'm home, we have a one of those little Alexa things, not Alexa, but hey Google, don't turn on. Jazz. I listen to jazz music, Ella Fitzgerald, old stuff. But I wouldn't say that's my favorite. It's just I tend to not listen to music because subconsciously you will copy somebody eventually.
Hmm.
So I don't really have a favorite. I can't say that there's a favorite. But if you were to ask me like what do I listen to the most, probably jazz.
Okay, that's a good answer. So, do you have any favorite TV shows or movies?
We don't have TV. We have a TV, but we don't have cable or satellite or anything like that because we're never really home enough to watch it. We
Right.
do steal Christian's mom's Netflix once in a while. Uh, no favorite shows. We just got finished watching Community, like that old show. Um, no favorite TV show or movie. Probably Grease. I've seen it like 100 times. Not recently, but it's the movie I've seen the most.
Hmm. That makes sense. So, do you have an idol?
Hmm. I want to say yes. Like somebody I would want to meet like the most out of anybody.
Right? Or someone who you kind of listen to and your music kind of, you're like, oh, hey, I like them. My music kind of is what they do because they kind of inspired me musically, something like that.
Well, I wish that I could write more like Lady Gaga. Like
Hmm.
if you listen to my music as it comes out, it's more along the lines of like Taylor Swift. It's very storyteller. Like
Okay.
nothing really repeats. Like they say repetition is your best friend. Like I don't write pop music that's like repetitive courses like Lady Gaga does, and I wish that I could, but it's more along the lines of singer songwriter storyteller type stuff. So I more write like Taylor Swift, who I adore for her writing abilities.
Hmm.
Um, so many people for different reasons. Who do I my idol? I'm sure after the interview, I'll be like, oh, why didn't I say so and so?
Hmm.
But off the top of my head, I can't really. A lot of songwriters, aside from Taylor Swift and Gaga, don't write their own stuff. Like I actually more idolize songwriters like Justin Tranter, Julia Michaels. I idolize more the behind the scenes people who write these hit songs for people.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What is something that always makes you smile?
Hmm. You have great questions. Something that always makes me smile. Holy. Um, what do I get happy about? It depends on my mood.
Okay.
Like if I'm tired or grumpy, like usually like happy people holding hands, people laughing would, I would be like, that's nice. But if I'm grumpy and pissy in a bad mood, I'm like, shut up. Like it depends on how I feel that day.
Okay.
If things are going to annoy me or make me happy. But usually people having a good time or little kids having a good time. Sometimes it will annoy me though. I'll be like, oh my God, just please be quiet. But most of the time, I'll be like, oh my God, that's so cute.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Is there anything you wish more people knew about you that they don't know about you?
No, I don't want anybody really knowing a lot about me because I think that's the one thing that like celebrities try to maintain so much is their privacy because they don't have it. That is not a luxury to them. So while I will answer questions to the best of my ability, if somebody wants to know something and they ask me, sure. But what I want people to know is nothing. I
Right.
don't want people knowing about me unless it's an interview and they ask. But no, I don't want people to know a lot because as music continues to grow, I will lose less and less of that.
Hmm.
Or I mean, I will lose more and more of that. So I try to like I'm an open book as much as people will question. But if
Okay.
nobody asks, I won't tell.
Okay. Good
Mhm.
answer.
Hmm.
What's your favorite animal?
Elephant,
Okay. Any particular reason?
because they're kind. They don't kill each other. They don't kill anything else. They're peaceful. They have a great memory. Majestic. I like that.
Solid choice. Mine is a penguin.
Why?
I just they seem so cuddly and cute, and they're very
You
family
know way,
oriented.
they're way taller than you think that they are. They're like 2 feet tall. Have you ever
Plus,
seen one?
oh yeah. Plus they look cool. So,
Okay, fair enough.
um, what's one thing you wish you could do that you haven't done yet that you want to do?
Something that I want to do.
It doesn't have to be music oriented. It could be life oriented.
Hmm. Aside from like music, there's not really much that I want. Like I want to go to the Grammys. I want to go to the Junos first. We'll start Canada wide. I want to go to the Junos. I mean, like everybody else, I want to own a house someday and be married and the typical human stuff. But like as far as goals, I want to meet my own personal music success goals. Like
Hmm.
it looks different for everybody, but I want to do like the Canada things first and then the tour and then and then grow that way. I think I want to go to the Junos next year, but I don't want to go as a guest. I want to be invited as an artist. Whether I'm nominated or not, I don't care. Whatever, that would be cool. But I just want to be, I want to go as like an artist to the Junos.
Right.
That's something I haven't done. And that's, I think, a very tangible goal. And I want it. So we'll see.
And don't worry, I'll be rooting for you and I'll be voting for you.
Thank you.
Do you have any merchandise or anything like that, or is that still in the works?
I don't have personal merch. There's merch yet. I probably will. I'm signed to Culinary Records. They have like Culinary Records merch on their website.
Okay, maybe you could do some painting and then sell that as a unique twist.
I could. I don't really have time, but it's a thought.
And for our last little ending part here, is there anyone you'd like to shout out or promote?
Culinary Records. Audio House, that's Grant. He was the first person to kind of get me started. When I moved to Calgary, I did a bunch of cold emails, just reaching out because I didn't know anybody here, and I still don't know anybody here, like in my own like bubble of people that do music. So I just did some research and started, cold emailing, and he actually was one of the people that wrote me back. So he was actually the first person to give me my start. And through the recording studio is where I met Mike, who is the owner of Culinary Records. And excuse me. Yeah, so those two, Culinary Records and Audio House, I need to shout out to because and my friend Dan Belair, he is in Ontario, and we've never met. We've known each other for a while. We talk all the time, and he's very, very supportive musically. So those three people. Yeah,
Awesome.
Without them, I wouldn't be where I am. So
cool. And last question, is there anything else you'd like to chat about, either with me or in general, while you have the floor? Something you want to promote? Anything? The floor is yours. So whatever. Is there anything you want to say?
Promote all my songs. Please go stream them. Post them everywhere. Not really. Like I said, if I had had these questions ahead of time, I could have prepared on the fly. Not that I can think of. Okay. I'm sure, like I said, after I'll be like, oh God, I'm an idiot. Why didn't they say XYZ? But nothing that I can think off the top of my head.
Okay, well, thank you so much for letting me interview
Probably
you.
The most boring interview ever. Like, I don't know, can't think, don't have one. Sorry, Dylan. Ask me in a year after who knows, okay?
Okay, sounds good. And if you're ever in the Leduc, Brampton area, let me know, because I'd love to watch you perform at any venues or anything like that.
Okay. Edmonton.
I'll be backing you 100%. So I'll be listening to all your new songs, and when you do get merch out, I'll be one of the first ones to get your personal merch.
Aw, thanks. I don't know when that's coming. It is in the works, probably. Depends on how well things go over the next year. So we'll see. I don't know. If I could predict the future, I would be probably not sitting on this couch. I would be very wealthy. So we'll see what happens.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, Dylan, so much. Interview me in a year. I'll probably have more to say.
Okay, will do.
Take care. Thanks.
Bye.
Okay, bye.